FOWAD. This is an account of the Journal of Jolan. In this are several letters from the darkest days. Anyone who is trusted enough to read this, please keep this in your heart. It is very important that this document is not compromised. The rules of this knowledge go as follows. This is for your eyes only. If you are suspected or know to have been manipulating our cause in any way, you will receive the highest punishment in the clique. You mustn't tell anyone of the details, or of anything related to this. You must be sworn in by law and regulation by the Admiral and his associates. You must swear to never give in to temptation of leaking information concerning the will of the clique. Thank you for being willing to serve. The peace rests in our hands, and it is our job to protect it. Also, there is something known as the FP. FAILADPERIMITERESCEPE. This has been reviewed and thought highly of as a threat to DMA. Information was made known by DMA Council Error Code 75,840-375. And now for a backstory. William and his associate, Robert, were taken captive as a ransom of the High Baying. They have been locked away for 3 years now, in the center of the VOD. The VOD is an inescapable place where not even light can escape. The will of William has not only kept William alive, but has sparked a flame in the heart of Robert. A while back, Robert had a lead to get out of VOD by an outside associate. As turns out, she was a spy. She has suffered the highest punishment of the clique. Robert, however, was devastated. His soul has been locked ever since. This is an account of what happened. Day 1. I have been experimenting for the sake of my life. When I first found out that they were rats, is when I decided to play along with their little game. I haven't always been the one to be bold and get in front of people, but now I feel that I have to, or the figurative walls will break. This morning, they wouldn't stop staring at me. I don't know why, but I recently found out that I have been compromised. I still can't figure out exactly who, but someone that I trusted has now turned against me. I have an idea of who it is though, and I'm going to work through them because right now, the only person I can trust is him. The idea involves giving the enemy false information, make them think that I trust them, and then tell them lies. I love how those manipulated by the belief of one Baying seem to turn against me in my darkest hour. My spies have told me that me and 2 other people stand alone in this fight. One of the people in my clique who isn't even supposed to be in this, but they got roped in by the enemy, but they have seen the true colors of the rats. I have to go. They have almost caught me writing this. If anyone reads this, know that as of now, I'm still alive. Day 2. I have still not yet determined who this rebel imposter is, but I have several leads. The resources are limited in VOD, but I manage. I have a flip phone. It is my only outlet to the outside world. There, I can search for things. I have hidden it though, for now at least. The guards have almost caught me using it several times, and I have been punished severely for being suspected of having it. The person I most suspect is the head guard. She was supposed to be our spy. I think she turned against us. She is still nice, but I have heard of things that I suspect she might have done. Also, earlier today, Robert had a seizure. The guards came in and took him to a laboratory. I overheard some of the guards talking, and they said he kept mumbling 2 words. Eget rebus. I don't know what that means, but I will decode it. There is one thing I have neglected to mention. Robert is a schizophrenic. The guards are coming. I think that they are bringing Robert back. I have to go. Just remember. EGETREBAS. Day 3. Today went smoothly. Everything was regular. I talked to the head girl at lunch. If she is trying to hide something, she is doing a very good job at it. While I have a free day to write, let me explain the VOD complex. We are treated regular. We have a room equivalent of a suite. It is a 4K plasma with the newest gaming system with games. There are 2 king beds and a master bathroom. It also is a small kitchen with snacks that are refilled. For meals, we are escorted to a cafeteria that is decorated like a 5-star restaurant. We have daily activities that include cooking classes, video game tournaments, chess games, and there is an indoor spa pool. In the evening they put on movie. To anyone, this would be heaven. To me, This is my worst nightmare. Day 4 today was the scariest day of my life so far here at VOD. I was visited by the high baying itself. I'm not sure what information it wanted out of me, but it was mad, apparently. This has something to do about Iggy Atrebas. The punishment is that me and Robert are separated and Robert went into the VOD council custody. I hope they don't break him. He hasn't recovered enough to talk vocally, but he's doing well. While he was being escorted away, a piece of paper fell out of his pocket. The guards didn't notice, so after they were gone, I picked it up and unfolded it. William, we are in a state of high emergency. I need to tell you something, but I might not be back for a while. Slip open the vent cover and reach in. There should be a book. Read it. This is news to me. I didn't know that Robert Kopade kept a journal. Well, I need to figure this out. It may take me days, maybe weeks. Until next time. Day 5. You will never believe this, but after lunch, an alarm started going off a little after lunch. I knew that VOD was targeted by the resistance, but they didn't know I was a part of it. But I know that VOD has several drills. This just didn't feel like a drill. We evacuated and suddenly there was an explosion, right in the center of VOD. That explosion set off a chain of them out spreading towards us. I saw my chance. I took Robert and sprinted to the far east corner. That was where the hole to the outside world was. There were explosions all around me and the VOD militia was shooting at me and Robert. One of the bullets grazed my arm and I yelled in anger and pain. Tis was my only chance to ever get close to getting out of VOD. I had to take it. Right as I passed through the wall out of the city, a landmine blew up right next to me. I flew with Robert over the fence. We rolled for a good 40 feet. Rolled off the cliff into a ravine. Robert landed on one of the outcrops from the cliff, but I kept falling. I landed in a river with surprisingly no broken bones. I lost all consciousness. Day 9. You might be wondering why the header says day 9. I was told by Robert that I was unconscious for 4 days, so that is why. When I regained consciousness, it had been 4 days since the alarm went off. I had awoken in a bed with a shag rug floor. It seemed to be a hut of some kind. I looked over and saw Robert talking to someone. I started to get up, but then realized that I was restrained to the bed. I started to panic. Robert noticed me awake and came over. He said that the person was one of the Dead Oak. I had heard of these people. They were distant spirits of the past known for healing and wisdom. To find one was exquisitely rare. Robert spoke. His voice was shaky and raspy. He said that we had to leave soon. The VOD militia is coming and we must move. The Dead Oak tells me that she has another hut to the east. That couldn't be possible. There was no land to the east. I protested. It's just water. The Dead Oak came over and spoke. Calm. You need to be calm. That's when I went unconscious. Day 10. I have been dwelling on the concept of symmetry. Do people really see both sides of a soul? There are two pieces of a soul, separated by a wall of skin. The outside is what people can see and the inside is what they can't. Why do we spend so much time trying to fine-tune the outside? Why can't we focus on the outside? It was really hard for me to write today. I kept thinking of things to say, but I couldn't articulate them on paper. The time is nigh. The militia are coming. I can hear the chatter of their camp not too far from us. We are going to have to flee by the night. For now we must prepare. Farewell, loved ones. I will write when I can. Thank you for listening to this broadcast brought to you by Jolan. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. One final thing. Iggy Atrebas.